I showed you two different people, one who signals all their trades and the other who posts trading content on YouTube, can you actually tell me which one of them is the better trader? If you had asked me this 4 years ago, I would have said, oh, absolutely, it's the guy who does signals, because the guy making content on YouTube, he's just posting superficial stuff. It's not a great way of guiding people. The signal is actually helping them make money with their trades. Looking back on that answer, I completely disagree with it. Both are a superficial way of guiding people. It's because I know who a majority of these signalers are, and no shots at them, but it would only take you a few months to a year to get to the point of where they're at being able to signal in Discord. Most signalers don't care about the people following their trades because they have this barrier where they're able to just send out a trade, whatever happens, happens. They don't actually want to get their hands dirty and actually teach somebody how to trade simply because they can't. And you see, I'm not trying to bash signalers at all. In fact, I was one of them. And in a mere matter of months of me starting out with doing signals, I had grown from only, a few hundred people to having over 70 servers and thousands of people following my trades. I was killing it. And now you're probably wondering, how in the fuck did that happen? It's the 8th of January, and up until this point, I had actually wanted to become a doctor. That was what I was pursuing with school, and that's the way that I wanted to go down. But I kept seeing these people online making tons of money, $10,000 to $20,000 a month. It was just these rapidly building numbers, and they were the same age as me, if not a few years older. And I had this desire for a luxury life, and I saw these people doing it, so I started to look into it, and they were trading. So I did what any other person would do that had absolutely no knowledge going into trading. I had my mom set up a Robinhood account for me because I wasn't 18 yet. Started trading options contracts on there and penny stocks that ended up blowing, all the money I had saved up until this point in literally a week or two. Now, granted, by the end of this little sprint of a process that I had going, I had actually ran up $1,500, which was great. I thought I was on top of the world for 24 hours, and great, I don't need to get a job. I just made $1,500 in a day. I'm gonna do this every day of my life. Awesome. Reality hit 48 hours later, blown the entire account, including the savings that I had. A second time, didn't work out. And I sat there and I questioned, I said, what did I do wrong? So let me go on YouTube. So I went on YouTube and I searched up, what are successful traders doing? What are their habits? And I realized that I just wasn't as good as I thought. In fact, I actually knew nothing compared to what these people knew and what they were educating me on. I was an idiot. At this point, I just closed TradingView. I realized I had no idea what I was doing, and I was just puzzled and completely baffled by the fact that these people that were in similar ages to me had all this knowledge and they were able to actually do this over and over again. And I had just lost all motivation. I was comparing myself to these people that were similar in age, but way more experienced. My dream of that luxury lifestyle had quite literally hit a dead end, or did it? Around a week later, I saw another trader doing $1,000 a day, and I sat there and I just got frustrated, put a little bit of fire under my ass, and I said, why can't I just do that? You see, being able to read the markets is quite literally what separates the amateurs from the professionals. So I started actually learning how to read the markets and studying mass human psychology and all these different factors that played into it, or so I had thought played into it. And if there was something out there that could make me better than 99% of retail traders, then it's great. Obviously, most traders have no idea what's going on because only 1% of them probably do it for a job, and the other 99 just shitpost content on YouTube that's misleading, not valuable, cluttering the space with information that wasn't usable, and just straight up confuses people for absolutely no reason. So starting out, this was a headache. My head was in an absolute spin. I started taking trades every single day, and any chance I got, essentially just trying to get as much practice or experience as I possibly could, and forcing myself into bad situations, because I knew that if I was in a bad situation but I made something good out of it, that's gonna overall help me improve. So what was my next move after this? Because you can't just do that forever. Continuing to trade even if it meant losing over and over and over again. As long as I was losing and losing and losing, but understanding or learning at least one small thing, I knew that in the long run that was going to help me improve. And over time, I finally understood why I was failing and losing all those trades. And then the most important thing happened. My goal had actually shifted. So rather than trying to win at every single trade, I had just decided to improve one thing from the previous trade. So every trade I took, I just broke it down. I had everything very simply done. I didn't have 50 indicators on my screen. I kept it very simple, so I knew when I added something, if something changed, that was the issue, and I fixed it. And that's what actually helped me to start to have that exponential growth in my trading career. Now, you're probably just thinking, oh, sick, this kid is motivated, whatever, he started trading, cool. No, the reason I actually started to become successful with it is because I looked at it through a different perspective. I put on a different lens. Traders, they just hop on YouTube and they search up 90% successful trading strategy and they go for it, and that's good for them. But personally, that's the exact opposite. You see, being a trader is not a simple role where you can keep applying the same things over and over again. You actually have to be a problem solver. You should never go into the next trade using the same ideology as the previous one. You have all these tools around you, but trust your trading career and your instincts. You don't need to pull every tool off the shelf to solve a simple problem. It's about taking what you need, applying it to the situation, resetting your frame and yourself, and then attacking the next problem and working on solving that to determine the outcomes for where something's going to go, how it's going to get there, what path is it going to take, and what's going to happen during that timeline that I should be expecting, so I'm not thrown off while I'm actually in the trade and get out too soon or get out too late. You see, this is what you need to implement with each of your trades. They're their own problem that need to be solved in their own way. If the trade went bad, you need to learn 2 things from it. If the trade went good, you have 1 thing to learn from it, and you need to identify what those are after every trade to have that exponential growth. Now, after a year or so of just consistently learning these different lessons, and I say lessons because they weren't failures, it was a teaching moment for me. I had actually started to create and manufacture my own strategy, which I was able to then apply with all the experiences I had had. And that's what actually helped me to get to where I'm at today. Over the next couple months, my portfolio had grown from 30,000 to 50, and then to 100, and on and on and on as crypto was just pumping and pumping. And I made sure to take profits and reposition myself for even 2 years ago, net dumping into different coins. And then now Bitcoin's at 90,000, XRP's shot up, AVAX has shot up, Ether shot up, everything's absolutely roaring because I had learned how to properly structure my portfolios and make sure that the investments I was putting my money in were actually viable for the market and had some sort of intrinsic value other than just the name. And I grew my portfolio to this magnitude by just applying that one simple rule of improve something from the last trade. But why am I here now, and what's the purpose of me even recording this video in the first place? You see, when I had become this guy who does signals on Discord, that was great. The trades I was posting were affecting thousands of people. They're putting their money in. I did a lot of due diligence to make sure that those would be really good trades, and they all were. For the most part, they were great. But I came across this new responsibility that I could take on, and I felt that if I applied my expertise in the right way, it would be a lot more fulfilling for me to see how this would turn out. As I was posting all these signals, I'd actually started gaining quite the reputation, and not the bad one. I had a lot of people making groups that they would notify each other of the trades I was placing just so everybody would be able to get into them, take the trades, because they were absolutely hitters. I was calling out $10,000 moves on Bitcoin almost consistently during that entire year. I was calling out 10, 8, 7, 12% moves on Bitcoin and ETH and other coins that entire year. People just wouldn't want to miss out on those. Now, one of the guys had actually made a group chat. Like I said, they were talking about the trades in there, and I got invited to it, so I joined, and there were 3 people in there that I really took a liking to. They were very simple with everything. They were just amazed by the trades. They were great at copying what I was doing, and they wanted to take it a step further. You see, but the reason why I took a liking to them is because when I talked to them, I realized that I had just seen myself 2 years ago, been their same position. I saw someone who had massive aspirations for their future and also their trading career, but they had no idea of where to start, no knowledge at all, and they didn't even have the confidence to try and improve on what they were doing. They kind of gave up and just settled for following my signals. So at that point, for whatever reason, I just decided, let me just make it my mission and try to turn these guys into me. I wondered if it was even possible, and if it was, well, shit, anybody could do it. After only 3 to 4 months, they were on their own trading with 60 to 80% win rates. And for some of the trades, you couldn't even tell who was taking it, whether it was me or them. And they were doing really, really good. Even Patrick, who's editing this video, is killing it with a 78% win rate right now after only 3 months. And he had a 2-year trading career, and over the last 3 months, just skyrocketed his win rate. And you see, that is exactly what I'm aiming for now, is just showing you that that is actually possible. Now, you can disagree with me on this if you want to, but I firmly believe that each individual person obviously has a determination to want to succeed, but they have absolutely no idea of how to get to that point and actually achieve it. Who's better to show you that than the man who went through it all? Now, I don't want to teach some 80% win rate strategy. To be frankly honest with you, every trading strategy works. It's about how you apply it. What I want to focus on is actually teaching you how to read the markets, understand human psychology, and actually have confidence so you can execute trades on your own. Consider it a change in perspective. Just connecting the dots in your mind mind of how things work and function with each other is enough to allow you to unlock the skill set that will last you years and years and years as you continue to apply it and just get better at it. I know that if I spoon-fed you all this information for free, you still wouldn't even look at it. That's why I don't want to be a mentor or a teacher. I want to be a hands-on advisor. Consider it a consultant for every single trade you take, and it's essentially like I'm, right there with you. That's pretty much the level of environment I'm trying to offer. I'm taking all my knowledge that I've acquired over the many years of me trading, not including the app we have in the store, all the custom indicators and scripts my team has made, and all the tools we've created. I'm adding another dimension to it, and we're teaching it one-on-one on live calls with you. And then you can finally have something that I've always wanted, like myself at that starting out age where I'm very ambitious but no idea of where to start, a step-by-step formula with the actual applicable tools and the know-how of when to apply them, how to apply them, and actually profit and become unlike the other 99% of traders. And at that point, once you have that kicking ass win rate, you can choose, how many days you want to be trading out of the week. And I didn't just spring up this consulting thing out of nowhere. I've been doing it for the past 2 years, and we've done over 100 case studies with different individuals from different parts of the world. I've had to step at 1 a.m. sometimes to take calls with dudes in Australia or Thailand and different countries just to make it happen so we could test it with all these different types of people. And now we have a massive library of their journeys from month 1 all the way to month 3, the duration of the program, and how they got to that point of being a successful trader from knowing absolutely nothing. And that's the best part, is everything we've done has been documented to the T, quite literally an AI on every single call recording the entire transcript. And after all these one-on-ones and all these people that have gone through the program, we have so many testimonials that back up everything that we've done because we've made such a lasting and powerful impact on all these different individuals. Look, I can't tell you what to do or force your hand, but I can sure as hell get you there. Below this video, you'll find a link that will allow you to book a call with my team, so I hope to speak to you soon.